I want to experience some of the things that my students have experienced. And I'm hoping that this culture camp will give me a little more insight into their experiences.
I want to go home and show the students, that I am also learning. I'm going on the same kind of trips that we are taking them on. Hopefully they'll get excited about it. And I'm hoping to show them that, see, this is the way they taught me how to butcher caribou. It might be a little different the way you butcher caribou, but never too old to learn.
I wanted to come for one reason, to just improve my own understanding of the different subsistence activities, and I really would like to learn more Inupiat language, and I want to be able to talk on a different level with kids who have been camping.
I really hope that I can come out with something that I can take back that will be more meaningful to the young people that I work with each day.
I hope to gain a primary source of my own.
We're going to have experiences that will drive home the Inupiaq use of land, animals, tradition, culture, archaeology, history, economics. It's all viable and very alive. And that's what we're going to experience out in the field.
I really wanted to be hands-on. That's how I am. I'm a hands-on kind of person.
We have a lot of fun out of this experience with interacting with the landscape, natural features, and animals through hunting, through Inupiaq point of view. All of us are outsiders, but we are very willing to learn how the native peoples of this certain land look at the world, try to maintain their relationship with animals in the land.
I think that's what I want to see. You hear about it all the time. So here in Hawaii, we have those handful of people that is still continue to perpetuate the traditions. It's nice for me to actually be here in Alaska to see that the perpetuation of the traditions still alive, and to experience being part of it.
I'd like to know more about, how you guys utilize the resources.
Native elders and children interacting, as I know that there's the idea of watching and observing and trying, that is a teaching style rather than listening and telling, more rather than verbal, and so I'd like to see some of that in action.
Education, I think, is a means by which you prepare yourself to live in a cross-cultural community. Education is the background for communication and concepts of human dignity.
I've been better. It's not running all that great. Might need to lose some weight, I don't know. Okay, let me know. We're trying to get through the people over here. How's it look? I'm getting through, okay? 10-4.
How's your ride? What kind of bucket? One and that. Well, I don't know. We'll use these. Yeah, you could use these.
I think education is having the opportunity to have experiences that are created for the purpose of making connections with your world. If you can learn how to learn and learn how to be curious and learn how to make connections, then, you know, sky's the limit in terms of your life and what you can do.
We all learn from each other in a collaborative mode. That's education. It doesn't have to be formal or informal. It can be anywhere, in any moment, at any time.
I think education can be anything from a brother or sister teaching each other something at home or a game to teaching students how to diagram sentences and knowing nouns and verbs, or a son going hunting with his father. Education is learning.
The real strength is creating that human being that has self-worth, identity, and is going to be able to function as a whole human being in society. And that comes through the integration of culture, language, tradition, and learning about the place that you are teaching in, and making that community and their values part of that educational system.
Use the N first and
it blows out of your spoon.
Well, education is basically just gaining knowledge. It enables you to gain knowledge in the environment that you're in. I mean, it'll be pretty neat if that seal comes close.
I know, it keeps going over there and then it'll come over, oh, there's two of them, and then they'll come over here and then they'll
They've just been going back and forth right here.
So once he brings that manak, we can...
It's called a manak. It has a hook on it.
It's got maybe 3 or 4 barbs. It's a floating, kind of like a buoy.
Oh.
Small wooden.
Uh-huh.
It's got hooks.
Oh, okay.
And you somehow swing
on the other side, yeah. Yeah, that would be real neat.
Dead on.
Finally. Culture is the education. If we can teach our native children about who they are, then they're gonna know where they're headed. Kind of that's like my philosophy of education.
Yeah, my badge is still
There must be a little seal over there.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
About a half empty one.
Culture and education goes hand in hand. You can't separate them. It's an integral part of who you are. And the closer you can teach to the culture and have the cultural experiences within your teaching, the easier it is for the kids to learn.
People are really forgetting about the basic necessities, like how you would, survive if you had to go and, maybe do all those things on your own and not just, walk into a store and just, purchase all of these things. So I think it's important for people to have like a hands-on experience where they're not dependent upon the work of everybody else to, basically survive.
Octopus, I didn't think it was much of not a strong taste.
Oh, this?
No, the octopus.
Octopus. Taco. Taco! How do you know?
We love sushi.
Oh, okay. So, wow, taco. That's taco. I was surprised.
Nagi.
Nagi. What else?
Ebi.
Ebi. Oh, wow. Yeah, maguro. You really got hold on to where you stand. That's where your ancestors have been cultivating the sense of place and the identity of who they are, particularly to these native peoples in the world. Standing on their motherland or the land, ancestors' land, is of a crucial importance. Okay, that's the basis of their identity. Okay, that's the basis of their culture. Well, so that's the basis of their education.
Okay, which piece of ice do you guys think we're going to? Oh. And do you guys want to go test the one you guys point at?
So if they know who they are and is grounded in themselves at home, when they go out into the real world, they still know who they are. They still know who they are, and they should be proud of who they are and what they can do and what they can contribute to making the world a better place. And I know it's a lot of cliches, but it works. It works. If we cannot do that in our families, or we cannot do that in your little classroom of 20 kids, then what good is teaching if your student is not successful once they go home or outside?
Want me to save you some time?
Good.
Bring them to the rim.
Just rinse the bucket right there and then come over here and scoop it.
We only brought 3 buckets?
That's all that was. Where's that paddle?
Barrel no. And then I'll tell you later. You're so smart.
Tell them we don't have an outboard.
It's real hot in here.
That way you can tell it's working.
So if it doesn't do that,
We
it's
haven't
not
come up
getting
with a
used.
word for yeast in Inupiaq. Yeast.
Time to Sunday. Basking in the sun.
Or over here. Yeah.
Looks like a belly.
Pregnant belly. Put a belly button.
An innie or an outie?
You could do no. Fine. Yeah, I did, actually. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was shocked because I did.
Go on the front. And on the back with everybody else.
Oh, okay, great. I like to do that.
Sure.
Just by observing. No?
Good, huh?
This is delicious. The best medicine. I'm amazed that every culture has some version of bread.
Yep.
Absolutely all of them.
Arigaha. Arigaha.
Because he doesn't have any.
Yeah.
I know, but it's funny though.
Well,
I mean,
now-
I
now-
named my dog after my grandpa, but
I noticed the importance of observation, the importance of watching and looking at others doing things. Okay, and if you have any questions, just ask. Okay, so that's a direct hands-on experience. You watch how elders do things, and you listen what elders teach you. So that's the beginning point. Okay, so it's not a passive experience, right? You really have to pay attention to others and see how they do, and see what is correct and what is not correct thing to do. So you have to use your judgment to learn some new things. So I think that's a very active and respectful behavior.
The more that teachers have experienced of the life of their kids or the life of this culture, then the better they can make connections with abstract ideas. If you can say, oh yeah, this math problem is like when you're cutting up a seal or cutting up a caribou or whatever, and you can make a connection with the kids on something that they know about, or that they've seen, or that they've heard talked about at home. You can go farther with what you've got.
yeah, I would just start working on the next batch, which is behind you in the bowl.
Kida.
Does she have it ready to do?
Whoa!
Oh, Sumana. Takiliwa kulukam.
When it's really chopped.
But do I continue blowing or it's just one breath?
Tie one in
You
first,
just
or
keep
did you tie
blowing
it?
it until it's full.
You tie it out
Comes
there?
out.
Is it hard to do?
No. It's like 3 blows.
Whoa!
Wait, wait, Oops, it's all single. Sorry. Can we blow?
Push it right there, man.
A little bit more, Okay, more. Yep.
Tastes good?
Oh,
I think it's very important for the kids to actually know that the school is not this separate place from home, that if the school is being taught in a way that the community can relate to. We always see this sign, you know, it takes a community to educate the child. Well, I mean, a camp like this, if the kids have a chance to go out and participate in camps like this, and they see it's valued at school, parents will see it's valued, and all of a sudden, without even knowing it, we're bringing the community into the school, and then all of a sudden it's the whole community educating the child. It's not necessarily they're in the classroom and here now we learn this. No, it's like, you know, all of a sudden the whole community is part of it. They start talking about, so when are you going to this camp? You know, they start probably participating in it. We have people from the community right now being part of it. And if this was done in the different villages across the slope, we will draw on the knowledge from the community because teachers couldn't do it alone. So we all have to cooperate, and that's what education is all about.
I can just have this into half.
No, I won't be able to do that.
I understand.
I don't think I can.
come on. You can do it.
I don't think I can. I can't even eat fat off beef.
This is healthy though.
No, I won't be able to do that.
Yeah, different type.
Like how different. It still feels chewy and it still feels the same way.
It's crunchy.
It's good. But it's gone.
I like the meat though.
Cooked in seawater. So you don't need to put salt on.
Yeah, I like it.
I like it a lot.
I'm being very hungry. Oh, I like that picture. Can you send that one, please? Yeah.
I'm being very hungry. Yeah. Yeah.
Still a nice chunk of meat on that.
Huh?
There's still some meat on
Have you ever put peanut butter on this?
Who shot? Really? Nuh-uh.
No, I'm
You're
kidding.
joking.
Yeah, I'm
Peanut
joking.
butter on it? It's like the third time that you've tricked me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
believing you.
There is a blowaway out there. Several of them. There's whales out on the horizon.
The assumptions from my culture are such that I don't even know I have them until I stumble on them and see that I'm assuming the world is a way that it's not when I'm out here. I'm assuming things about life that, and I have to stop, listen, and really pay attention and learn something different. And I think unfortunately, we have assumptions all the time and we stumble over them all the time, but we aren't necessarily conscious of it unless we're really in another experience. And it's because the classroom is of our own culture. It isn't very easy to pay attention to how many assumptions we may have made during a day that may not fit the group of people that we're trying to interact with. And I think that's an important thing for us to remember on a day-to-day basis.
When we go on the first trip tomorrow.
It's kind of like when you go to a foreign country and you have an appliance that needs electricity and there's a source of electricity but you can't make use of it because they don't connect correctly, but you get an adapter and it bridges the gap between them, and so you can use the power source and you can make everything work. And this experience has been kind of like that. It's an adapter, at least for one appliance, you know, that makes them work together.
You can squeeze.
You know that conversation we
It's gonna be hard.
Nile balak.
Một chối.
You were to think of one word to describe this whole experience, what would that word be?
Awesome.
Adventurous.
I don't know, there's a lot of words. Unbelievable. It was amazing. Yeah. Thank you. Alive.
Enlightening, I guess.
Grammar or something like that, you almost have to ask the question. Now if it's something that you have hands-on,
Peaceful.
then a lot of questions.
It's my one word. Ala. Alapa.
Arigaha.
Koyanak. I'm very thankful that you have some place like this to come and continue your traditions, and you invited us and included in your family to be here too. I appreciate everyone's spirit and everyone sharing, and I'll ever be so thankful to you for sharing that with me. Koyanak.
I would say awesome would be the word I would choose, because it was, in every respect, it was such a learning experience, a chance to share with others, a chance to begin to know and understand the land, the resources, the people that live in the Arctic. And I just want to take the moment to personally thank the Echo Grant people for sponsoring this program and for allowing me to participate in it. I also want to thank Rosabelle, Fanny, Jana, and Katie, and all of the other guides that helped to facilitate the horrendous amount of work in moving a camp of 25 people out here, so that making this experience possible. It was absolutely the adventure of my lifetime, and the memories of it I'll never forget. So thanks again to everybody that made this possible, and I hope that this particular program continues for many years to come. Thanks.